Hello dudes, Ryan Dude 5678 here, and welcome to New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Obviously, this game has been out for a while, but I think with this new channel being made, it is about time that I finally play this game on the channel. This game and this series, the New Super Mario Bros. Series, has such a special place in my heart. These games are incredible in my opinion, despite the flack that they do get, because obviously, they're not as lively and animated as, let's say, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. These games are still huge, and New Super Mario Bros. U especially, I'd say this game and the Wii version are the games that have the most nostalgia for me, and, with the deluxe version being on the Switch, I figured, now that I have this channel, why not finally do a let's play of this game? Obviously, I've played this a ton of times before, like, as you can see, 100% the game 3 separate times. The same goes for New Super Luigi U, 100% it 3 separate times. I've even gotten all gold medals in the challenge mode. Like, I am no stranger to this game, but obviously, I still want to do a series on this game, only because right now, besides the videos that I'm working on behind the scenes, like, I do have one Wonder Challenge video that I have in the works, or that I'm working on, I'm currently in the process of editing it. Besides that one video, I actually don't really have much to do on this channel right now, because Nintendo is in this weird dry state right now, in the sense that, we're on the tail end of the Switch's lifespan. There are rumours that next year is going to be the reveal, or the release, I should say, of the next gen console, aka the Switch 2. So, right now, besides a handful of ports and remakes that we're going to be getting, such as, Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, there's not really much to get excited about as a Nintendo fan, and especially a Mario fan. So, right now, things are really dry and confusing for us Nintendo/Mario fans. So that's why this channel has kind of just been a little bit dry recently, because I've obviously played all of my Switch games a dozen times at this point. So, I don't really have much to do, I don't really have many ideas for videos right now, and overall it's just very confusing. But I decided, you know what, let's at least get something up on the channel, and what better thing to use as that sort of filler for the next big thing, at least while I work on my next Wonder video. Why not revisit New Super Mario Bros. U and just see just how well this game holds up now that we've had Wonder for around half a year as I'm recording this. It's around 5-6 months since the game came out. I figured, why not? Let's see how this game holds up by doing a let's play of it on the channel compared to Wonder, because obviously, if you guys don't know, Wonder has easily become my new favourite 2D Mario game, if not Mario game of all time. So, this game has a lot to live up to, but I have high hopes that it will do the job. But for now, we are going to just not waste any more time. Let's just get right into this. I guess I'll just delete save file 3, since that is the most recent one that I have done. I actually didn't even do this file too long ago, and it was only a few months ago that I did this. So I'm not even like, it's not like I haven't touched this game in like a year or two to at least make it semi-fresh. I'm very, very, adjusted to this game. I've played it a ton. I still play it a ton, even just in my spare time. But, you know what? We'll do this one part, and if you guys enjoy it, or if I enjoy making it, then I will do more. And we'll just see how it goes, because right now I'm not even sure how this is going to go, given I've played the game before. I already know where everything is. This is more or less just me revisiting it out of nostalgia, or to compare it to Wonder, especially since in the future I'm at least interested in making a video where I compare New Super Mario Bros. To Wonder, and just see how these games, or this game at least, holds up to Wonder. That's a video that I am interested in potentially making at some point. So maybe I will do that, who knows, but you know what? We've been wasting more than enough time. We're already 5 minutes in and I haven't even touched the save file. So enough messing around. We're just going to get right into this. you know, to start off, we are just going to start part 1 with our boy Mario. But, who knows, maybe with every part I'll do a different character, although there's 8 worlds in this game, 9 if you include the special world, and there is not even close to 9 characters here. So, unlike Wonder, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Maybe I'll just stick with Mario throughout the whole adventure for simplicity's sake. Who knows? But for part 1, we're going to stick with my boy Mario, and let's just get right into this. We have wasted more than enough time, and here we have the classic cutscene, Mario and friends at Peach's castle, and of course, here comes Bowser. I mean, like, are we really surprised at this point? I mean, got all the Koopalings as well. I guess you could say this actually makes the game a little bit more unique compared to Wonder, because Wonder only has Bowser Jr., so depends on what your preference is with that, I guess. Peach delicately getting moved, we get punched just right to the dome, and we get thrown to Albuquerque. Like, bro, I remember watching this cutscene back when this game released on the Wii U back in 2012, man. It is insane that it's been over a decade since this game originally released. That's crazy. And then here we are. Our journey begins. Let's do this, man. Oh my god. Like, is it weird that this cutscene and this game just still makes me smile? Like, I know it's mainly nostalgia because I grew up with New Super Mario Bros. Like, New Super Mario Bros. Is like the original Super Mario Bros. For me. Like, I grew up with the new games being my definitive 2D Mario experience. Like, I played the original games, like Mario 1, 2, 3, Lost Levels, all that stuff. But New Super Mario Bros. Was like my element, I guess, in terms of 2D Mario. Like, these games, especially New Super Mario Bros. Wii, like, those were just my games growing up, so I have a little bit of nostalgia for this series, I have a little bit of a bias, but, you know, we're just gonna see what happens, man, and here we are. Let me just hear that music. Oh, dude. Oh, like, say what you want about New Super Mario Bros, but, oh, bro, if you were there, if you're as nostalgic for this series as I am, man, that music hits hard. I remember, like, you know, I remember back in 2012, the Wii U was, like, getting ready to launch. This was going to be a launch title, and I just remember, man, like, every day before I went to school, I would just sit there and watch all the trailers for this game, waiting for it to come out. And I think I got the Wii U for either my birthday or Christmas that year. I think it was Christmas, because it came out in November, I'm pretty sure. So I think I had to end up waiting that extra month, I'm not sure. But that is definitely one of the most nostalgic times for me, man, in terms of, you know, being a Mario fan. I just remember that so vividly, and here we are. New Super Mario Bros. U. I'm not gonna lie, like, already the physics do feel weird after playing so many hours of Wonder. You know, I've played hundreds of hours of Wonder at this point. I think I'm almost at 200 actually, as of recording this, and I have no doubt that I'm going to pass it by the time that I'm done with that game on the channel. But, man, like, this game just still feels great, it looks great. Like, say what you want about the animations and how the models are just kind of, like, stiff and outdated, or you don't like the graphics, but I've always been a huge fan of the new Super Mario Bros. Graphics, in my opinion. Like, they just look like the promotional renders for the Mario series, squished into graphics for the game itself. Like, it just looks and feels like what Mario looks and feels like. Like, I don't understand the complaints behind the graphics for this game, other than the fact that the animations are a little bit, like, dead inside after seeing something like Wonder. But other than that, man, I think this game especially is, like, so clean. It just looks great, in my opinion. It holds up. The music, just, man, I've just a whole other level of nostalgia for the soundtrack of this game. Like, the bars, especially, they just don't get old, man. I mean, I guess they do after so many new Super Mario Bros. Games, especially given, you know, Nintendo moved on from the bars in Wonder, but for me, man, they don't get old. This soundtrack, it just hits all the right memories. And there's the final star coin. Like, obviously, I know where everything is, as you can tell from, like, the files that I just showed you a few minutes ago, I've played this game to death. So it's not like I'm going to miss out on much. Like, maybe there'll be a handful of star coins that I forget, since typically there are a few that I tend to forget about every time I play through. But with that level 1 done, Mario time! Boom, baby. Level 1 done. And I like you can see the castle in the background. Like, bro. Like, people like to hate on this series, but like, this game especially, they really did put a lot of detail into, like, just the way they executed it. The world map, the fact that, like, you can see Peach's castle in the background. Like, it really feels like you're taking the trip to the castle, and I really do appreciate that with this game. And I think the unique story, especially, makes this maybe my favourite new game. Like, I feel like for me it's a tie between Wii and U, not only because they're the games that I have the most nostalgia for, but I feel like these games are just the ones that I tend to revisit the most. Well, maybe not Wii, because I don't have my Wii just casually plugged in at all times, so for me, revisiting any Wii game that's not on the Switch, or like even the Wii U, is really hard for me to just casually do. But still, I would say Wii and U are, like, easily the most, I guess, like, it's definitely a tie between those games in terms of being my personal favourite. But that's the thing about the new games, is that, you know, it really is just a matter of what one you grew up with, what one, you know, satisfies your need the most in terms of what you're looking for in a new Super Mario Bros. Game. Because I feel like, you know, it really does just come down to preference. You know, there are people that like the DS version, you know, 3DS version, the Wii version especially seems to be, like, the most popular one, generally, which makes sense, but for me, I really do like New Super Mario Bros. U. I think it gets an insanely bad rep. Personally, I don't think it deserves to be as hated on as it is. Is it, you know, super unique? No, especially after we just got New Super Mario Bros. 2 months prior to this game releasing, alongside the Wii U. So, obviously, people were getting kind of tired, and, you know, to make this a new Super Mario Bros. Game, the first HD Mario game of all time, that I could definitely see that being insulting to some Mario fans out there. But for me, as a hardcore defender and fan of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, I was just ecstatic that we were getting another one so soon after the 3DS version. And I don't know, it just easily became one of my favourites in the whole series, and to this day I would say New Super Mario Bros. U is actually one of my favourite 2D Mario games. Like, even remembering power-ups being there, like, you can tell I've played this game to death. Like, I just love it, man, I love it. Give me that course clear. Mario time! Boom, baby. Oh, the castle's hidden by the, I was about to say I could see the castle, but it's hidden behind the tree. Of course, you might think we're done with this level, but if you guys don't remember, there is a secret exit in this level that we have to go and get. I will be doing 100% for this series if I do make it a full series, because right now, I only plan on doing this one experimental part, just to kind of, like, get something up on the channel after, you know, taking my time with my, you know, new Wonder video, and overall just, you know, Nintendo content being pretty dry right now with us reaching the end of the Switch's lifespan. You know, I just wanted to get something up on the channel, just because, you know, obviously I just started this channel, and, you know, obviously I do want to get it going, I want to, you know, grow the channel. So, you know, got to get something up on the channel, and I figured, you know what, let's revisit this classic that I love so much, because, you know, I want to hopefully convince you guys that this game isn't as bad as you think. Like, it might not be Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it might not even be the best new Super Mario Bros. Game, but in my opinion, I think it definitely has the potential to be. And hopefully with this series, I can prove that to even one of you guys out there. Because in my opinion, this game is definitely one of the most overhated Mario games, potentially of all time. Like, I truly love this game. I think this is one of my favourite 2D Mario games easily, if not my potential favourite 2D Mario game. Like, Wonder, it is my current favourite 2D Mario game, maybe even Mario game of all time. But This game has a special place in my heart, man, alongside the Wii version. Like, these two games in particular, even though every new Super Mario Bros. Game represents, like, an era of my life, the Wii and Wii U versions specifically really hold a special place in my heart. And I think the Wii U version gets a lot of hate for no reason, just because it did the least amount to stand out compared to the other games, because at least New Super Mario Bros. 2 had the coin counter, the gold flower being, you know, a pretty unique power-up, whereas this game, it just has another flight power-up in the form of the Acorn suit, or the flying squirrel suit, whatever they call it. I just call it the Acorn suit because it's an acorn power-up. But, you know, a lot of people hate on this game just because it seems to be the least unique New Super Mario Bros. Game. But in my opinion, I think the levels are super memorable. I love how they actually have, like, food-themed worlds. Like, all the names of the worlds have, like, food-based names. Acorn Plains, Layer Cake Desert, all that stuff. The Ice Flower. Guys, if you don't know me, you wouldn't know that the Ice Flower is, like, probably my favourite Mario power-up besides the Bubble Flower in Wonder. Like, besides that, I would say the Ice Flower is my favourite. I don't know why. Like, if anything, I would argue it is a worse version of the Fire Flower. I don't know why. I just love using the Ice Flower. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know if there are any other hardcore Ice Flower fans out there, but to me, I just have so much fun picking up the enemies and just smashing them into other enemies, doing parkour off of the ice blocks, depending on, like, if it's a flying enemy that I'm freezing. It's just a fun power-up, man. Like, if anything, that's the one true complaint I had about Wonder, is because there was rumours that the Ice Flower and many other power-ups were returning in Wonder, and then it ended up only being the Fire Flower, and I guess the Star, in terms of returning power-ups. The rest were just brand new, which I don't mind, but it did suck not seeing the Ice Flower after having literal rumours about it coming back. But, still, it's like, big fan of the Ice Flower, man. Big fan, and I'm happy that we're going to get to use it again now that we're doing this playthrough, because it has been a while since I got to use this power-up. And yeah, like, honestly, that is another thing that I will say I love about this entry specifically, are the power-ups. Like, I think this game, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this game is the 2D Mario game with the most power-ups. Like, I don't know if that's true, but I swear I remember hearing that somewhere, is that this Mario game in particular has the most amount of power-ups out of any of the 2D entries. Like, I could be wrong in saying that, but even so, it still has a ton of power-ups. The Ice Flower, the Acorn suit, the Penguin suit, the Propeller suit, like, literally all the suits from the Wii version as well. Like, this game is a lot of power-ups, man, and a lot of them are just, like, I would argue all of them, actually, are insanely fun to use. I just realised I've been rambling throughout the whole playthrough so far. Like, I get so distracted just discussing things with you guys in these, like, playthrough kind of videos, to the point where I just end up rambling for, like, minutes on end. Like, I'm sorry if I'm, like, over talking for you guys. I've probably made, like, half the people that are going to watch this leave just from the fact that I'm talking so much. But honestly, that's what these videos are all about for me, man. Like, just talking to you guys, getting to rant about Mario or Nintendo or just stuff that I love doing, you know. That's what these videos are all about for me, man. Just having fun, being able to rant. And you know what? While we're here, I guess I will go and do the secret level, because I just realised I didn't actually do that after unlocking it. Acorn Plains Blue Part. Like, some of these names are a little weird, like in terms of, like, the world names, but the levels do also have their own unique names as well, which is something that I actually really enjoyed about Wonder. It made the levels a lot more memorable, but I actually kind of forgot that this game did it as well. So, you know, got to give it props. Even though I haven't memorised, you know, even close to all of the names of the levels in this game, you know, because obviously I've only played this game, at least the deluxe version, for, like, I'd say around 100 hours, whereas I've, you know, almost doubled that time in Wonder. Not only that, but I've made videos on Wonder, whereas, you know, I've never made a video on this game before. So, you know, I haven't nearly had enough time to memorise or care about the level names specifically, but, you know, I do like how they gave the levels not only, you know, they still kept the -1, -2, -3 sort of thing from the previous games, but they gave them their own unique level names as well. So you can just choose whatever format you like more. You can like choose what you want to memorize the level by instead of, you know, having to just be like 1-1 or just having to memorize the level name. It's like both in this game. I think that's a very underappreciated detail about this one, because even in Wonder, like, there aren't actually like 1-1, 1-2, it's just the level names. So honestly, that's something about this game that I actually do kind of prefer over Wonder, is that it has both formats in terms of the level naming, which, you know, might not seem like a big deal, but in my opinion it really is, because it, you know, it lets the older fans, you know, still get to memorize the levels just based on like the number of which they appear in the world, whereas, you know, players like me who prefer the naming of the levels like in Wonder, we also get to have those level names, which in my opinion I think is just really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's just focus on the game. It's been like we're 20 minutes into the recording and I think I have not stopped talking so far, so I do apologise, but honestly, that is just what we do over on the Ryan Dude channel. We rant about how passionate I am about this series, so I do apologise if I've been screaming your heads off with my rambling, but got another level done, secret level done. Oh yeah. Mario time! Boom, baby. Let's go. Like, bro, this game, like, it holds up, man. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Wonder is an absolute masterpiece of 2D Mario, but in my opinion, man, this game, like, even if we're just talking about the U version and not like, you know, DS, Wii, 2, whatever, I think this game still holds up. Like, even though it's the same price as Wonder all these years later, despite being a game from 2012, like, if you're buying the deluxe version, like, you know, what I'm playing it on the Switch and not the Wii U, you have to pay the same price for this as you do for Wonder. But not only do you get 2 games in this collection with New Super Luigi U, which originally was DLC back in the Wii U days, and then became a separate game later, but not only do you get those 2 games and a bunch of incredible side modes, in fact, this game, in my opinion, has the best side modes, not only out of the new Super Mario Bros. Series, but in my opinion, the Mario series as a whole. Like, the challenge mode alone in this game, like, it's insane. Like, it's by far, like, no competition. This game has the best, like, side/single-player content out of the entire new Super Mario Bros. Series, if not the Mario franchise as a whole. And, like, in my opinion, I think it's still worth it. I truly do believe that this game is overhated, underrated, and, like, just still worth the full price. Like, even though it's an old game, like, over a decade old at this point, I still think it's worth the price, man. Like, this game, the level designs, like, say what you want about them, but I actually think they're very, you know, memorable, very fun. I don't have an issue with the level designs at all, in my opinion. Like, in fact, I actually, like, remember a lot of these levels, and yeah, that's probably because it hasn't been that long since I last played the game. It's been a few months. But, in my opinion, I still think the levels are, like, rather memorable. Like, there are obviously a ton that I do forget, because unlike, you know, Wonder, New Super Mario Bros. U, or just the new Super Mario Bros. Games in general, they have a lot of levels that feel very similar to each other, especially since they reuse music a lot in this game. So, you know, it definitely makes some levels forgettable, but I think in the grand scheme of things, there are a lot of levels, at least enough levels, in my opinion, that I remember to warrant this game still being classified as, like, a memorable experience. Like, I would understand it not being the case if you, like, played all of the new Super Mario Bros. Games back to back, but realistically, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Realistically, you only have yourself to blame if you're doing that, because, you know, Nintendo doesn't expect you to do that, I don't expect you to do that, I wouldn't even do that myself as someone that is a hardcore defender of these games. So it's like, the people that complain about them being too similar, you know, despite playing through all of them, like, simultaneously, it's like, I don't really get those people personally, but that's just me. Like, despite everything, man, I truly do believe this game holds up. Like, even despite Wonder being a phenomenal experience, we're not even one part into this series yet, and I can tell I'm going to have a blast recording this series with you guys. Like, this game means a lot to me. Not only is it a nostalgic entry, it reminds me of simpler times, you know, waking up and watching the trailers before school, waiting for the day the Wii U drops, not knowing that it was going to be an absolute failure of a console. Like, it was just, like, this game just means a lot to me, man. It reminds me of those simpler times. It reminds me of just such a nostalgic time that I miss so much. And, like, even, like, nostalgia aside, I think this is one of the best 2D Mario games. I will say it right here, right now. I truly do believe that, and I have no regrets believing that. I'm actually going to have to sacrifice probably both my power-ups here, because I did not do this right. But you know what, it's fine. We can still get it. And I can still survive the jump. Boom. This is where the skills come into play, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm pretty sure this should be a mushroom. Yes, it is. We're back on track, baby. But yeah, man, like, this game means a lot to me, and I'm excited to get to play this with you guys and really, hopefully, prove that this is still a worthwhile game, even now that we have Wonder. And I actually didn't even realise I just hit double digits on the timer, which means that we do get a little bonus item from Toad over here, because if you didn't know, if you get the timer to say 99887766 on like the last 2 digits, if the last 2 digits match up, you actually get an item from Toad. So we got 99, which means we get a star. It's not randomized. You can actually like memorize what items you get per like time. Like, for example, if you get 66, I'm pretty sure you guarantee yourself a mini mushroom. I'm pretty sure 55 is an ice flower, or maybe that's 44. 44 might be a mushroom, I'm not too sure. I haven't memorized all of them, but that is something that we will keep in mind throughout our adventure, especially if we end up needing power-ups. But I've played this more than enough times to know that we are not going to need them, so let's just get our lives in this mushroom house. And oh, that was unfortunate. I hit the Bowser there. Actually did not mean to do that. I mean, obviously I didn't mean to do it, but I genuinely thought I was going to dodge it. But ooh, whoa, okay, that one barely grazed me. Okay, we're making up for it though. We got a decent amount. Ooh, you know what, that's fine. I would rather hit none than hit the Bowsers. Missing 2, so that's like 6, 7 lives, yeah. Okay, I mean, like, this game's ridiculously easy. Like, I think that's something we can all admit. I mean, I'm not even, like, all the way through World 1 and I already have 30 lives on Mario. Like, it's kind of crazy, actually, how easy this game is. But that doesn't mean I don't love it all the same. And here we have Baby Yoshi, one of the new additions to this game, even though no one really likes to remember them. Hey, I'm Baby Yoshi. You look like you know where to find food, so I guess I'll follow you. I like it only follows us for the food, baby. I mean, so would I, I'm not gonna lie. But here we are, Mushroom Heights. Man, like even just down to dialogue like that, like, you look at Wonder and all the personality that it has with like the characters like Florian, for example, but you really come to realise that New Super Mario Bros. U isn't that much different. Like, this game has cute dialogue. I mean, yeah, that's the only time in the whole game a Baby Yoshi will talk to you, but even just having that cute little interaction there, you know, it made me laugh, it made me smile, it had like a cute sense of humour. Like, that is something that I would expect to see in Wonder, and it's still in this game, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people tend to forget with New Super Mario Bros. U, is like, it does a lot that New Super Mario Bros. Typically wouldn't do. Like the other games in the past, even they didn't really do this. Like, this game and entry in particular does a lot that we are praising Wonder for currently. Like, these cute dialogue boxes, you know, the bright, colourful art style, I guess. I mean, yeah, the models aren't as lively, but the art style and the, like, colours themselves are still super, you know, bright, vibrant. They still hold up well to this day. It's like, I feel like this game does so much that Wonder also does, that we are praising Wonder for, and I feel like we just don't remember that with this game, which is what this series is all about. I want this playthrough to kind of be proof that maybe this game isn't as bad as we think, and maybe it does still stand toe-to-toe with Wonder, or at the very least, even if it's not as good, you can still appreciate it for what it is, and hopefully I can prove that to at least one of you guys out there with this playthrough. Especially if I do end up going through with that idea of making a comparison video, how well does New Super Mario Bros. U hold up after Wonder? Like, maybe I will make that video eventually, who knows, but, like, I think it does. I think it does. Personally, I think it does, but obviously I understand that the Wii U was, you know, an absolute doomed to fail console. We all know how it went. You know, that's not a story that I have to tell you guys. We all know the story of the Wii U. Even though I personally was a huge fan of the Wii U, it's actually one of my favourite Nintendo consoles of all time. Like, it's probably that Nintendo console I've poured the most hours into besides, you know, the Wii and the Switch. But, you know, even despite that, I understand why it kind of failed. I understand why it might not have been the best. But it's still a good console to me. And it sucks because as I'm recording this, I'm pretty sure the servers for the Wii U and 3DS actually shut down, or like it's like a day or two away from shutting down. So it's kind of convenient timing that we're doing the series now. But yeah, man, it's like I don't know. Like it's weird. It's really weird. But you know what? The Wii U was a good console, guys. I actually don't even know where I was going with that conversation. I don't even know how that started. Like, I'm ranting so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm hopefully going to not do this in part 2 onwards. Like, I need to learn how to do playthroughs, because I'm so used to doing my, like, scripted videos, my challenge videos, stuff like that, where I actually write out the script. So when I'm doing just a regular playthrough, where I'm, like, you know, just talking off the top of my head, I tend to ramble a lot. You know, mainly because I'm passionate, but also because, you know, I'm just having fun. I just like talking with you guys. But still, hopefully part 2 onwards, I'll try and not ramble as much, but hopefully that conversation that I just had made somewhat sense, because honestly, I blanked out and don't even know half of what I just said. But you know what? Let's get this boss over with. Boom. Sucks to be you. Should have had invincibility frames, my friend. Mario number 1! Woohoo! And just like that, baby. World 1, 100%. And now we get to watch the ship crash into the ground, even though they show it off the camera, so I don't even get to see it. There it is, baby. Let me hear that explosion. That's actually kind of dark, but you know, I like how Mario just celebrates, guys. But you know what? Woohoo! You got all the star coins in Acorn Plains. That's got to mean something good, right? Yes, it does indeed. No spoilers for like the 5 people that haven't beaten this game by now, but boom, just like that, World 1 done. We are now into World 2, Layer Cake Desert. Wow. It took us half an hour to get through the first world, which kind of impressive. Not really. Actually, not really at all. But you know what? That's a good spot to end that, guys. Part 1, I'm having an absolute blast with this game. I mean, obviously I am. I love this game. I love the new series. Obviously, part 2, who knows? We might even end up rocking our boy Luigi for part 2. I don't know. I'll decide off camera what I want to do with that. Maybe I'll even just mix and match characters throughout each part. Who knows? For now, though, that's going to do it for part 1 of New Super Mario Bros. U. Guys, let me know what you think of this playthrough so far, minus my, you know, rambling throughout the whole part. I promise that will not be a consistent thing throughout the series, or at least I'll try and make it not be the case. But, you know, for now, let me know what you guys think of this series. Let me know if you want to see more. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more parts on my own, depending on how much feedback I get. Or maybe I'll just do the whole series. I don't know. Let's be honest, I probably will, despite the feedback. But I think this game is still incredible. Like, what is there to say? Like, say what you want about the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Like, obviously, the games could have been more different from one another. Obviously, the new series only should have been, like, DS and Wii at best. It should not have gone on for as long as it did, although I'm really happy that it did, because I got some of my favourite games of all time out of it. But, you know, say what you want about the new games and whether or not they're, you know, different from each other, but when it comes down to it, all of these games are borderline masterpieces. Like, it's 2D Mario. Like, you can't go wrong with 2D Mario. It's just fun. It's plain old fun, and I think that's something that people kind of forgot with this series because we were so blinded by the fact that we were just constantly getting them over and over and over with barely any changes. But now that we have Wonder and we can kind of look back on this series as a thing of the past, its own era, I think it makes me appreciate the games a whole lot more, especially this game since it's on the same console for the same price as Wonder. Like, it really makes me just, now that the new series is officially done with, it really, like, allows me to look back on this game and be like, wow, like, this is just so interesting, and in my opinion, in a good way. Like, it's not only fun to compare the games, being able to play them on the same console, same resolution, same controller, same everything, but it's just fun to see how far we've come and how Nintendo listened to all of our feedback with Wonder. And honestly, like, I would say, like, despite the new Super Mario Bros. Series being a little bit, samey, I would say this game still holds up. Like, I would say definitely give this game a go if you haven't before, especially, if you've never played it before, like, even on the Wii U. Definitely pick this up. Even if you've played Wonder, or 100% Wonder, give this game a go. It's worth your time, it's worth your money. It might not be flawless, it has its flaws 100%, but it's still 2D Mario at the end of the day. It feels great to control. Like, the graphics still hold up minus, like, the very lifeless models, but obviously they never updated the models minus, like, the graphical upgrade between the games. So obviously, these models have existed since, like, 2006, 2009. So it makes sense that they didn't really hold up. But that's really the only flaw I have with these games from a graphical standpoint. Like, other than that, they're beautiful, colourful games. It's exactly what you would expect Mario to look like. It's, the levels are fun. Like, it's just fun. I don't know what else to say. But, I'll leave the rest of my opinions for, that comparison video if I ever do it. Or maybe I'll even make a review on this game, and that will be my comparison video. Maybe I'll discuss Wonder during that. Who knows? I don't really know what I'm going to do, but, we'll just wait and see. For now, though, guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of New Super Mario Bros. U. With that said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, peace out.